Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, one has had a fantastic Monday. I am your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go and talk about the weather for your Monday evening going into your future. We do have some stuff to talk about tonight. Um, Obviously, we are going to talk about, if I had my list with me right here, and we're going to talk about obviously what's going on with our rainfall as we go through the week. We are also going to talk about how it's going to be hot and humid all week as well, maybe even some fog as well. A cold front on Thursday and drier air on Friday as well. Friday and Saturday, but Sunday it will start to get back to normal like it usually is. So we're going to talk about all of that today. But first, if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button, make sure you go and do so. Also, make sure you go and hit the share button. Share with all of the people that you know. We're at 496 subscribers. Make sure that you go on and do so. Let's go on now and get started. Talk with the recorded audience for the people who could unfortunately not make it to the live stream tonight. Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, one has had a fantastic Monday. I am your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Monday evening going into your future. Looking at the radar right now, we do have some rainfall activity going on up here inside of Gaffney, South Carolina, going over here near Spartanburg, South Carolina, as well, but overall, not much. If we go in and look at the entire United States, you can see that we do have some rainfall in Alabama as well as Tennessee and Kentucky. North Carolina also receiving some precipitation with some severe weather, as well as Indiana, Ohio, and even New York up there towards New York City. Getting some rainfall. Texas getting some rainfall as well as the panhandle of Florida. We also do have some severe weather from Minnesota. Tornado warnings and tornado watches up here in Minnesota. Iowa getting some severe weather, as well as Nebraska getting some rainfall with some warnings and severe weather. Also, Kansas as well, also getting some severe weather. Montana, Wyoming, all of these places are. And so, the way how this severe weather is kind of just this line right here that's moving down south. And it's just pretty much bringing all of this bad weather throughout this region. It will continue moving south as we go further and further into tomorrow and then the day after that as well. If we go into our cloud cover, overall cloud cover, it's pretty clear out there right now. We do have some cloud cover up there near Rock Hill, maybe some scattered clouds up there near like Florence and like the western PD region, but overall it's not much. Low country clear. The Midlands are looking pretty clear right now. Even the western upstate, especially, looking clear as well. Cloud cover going into the future as we go in and push this forward. You can see that cloud cover again just staying scattered, not really too widespread as we go through tonight. And as we go into further tonight into tomorrow morning, you can see that cloud cover is still not being as persistent as it has been. If we even go further into like tomorrow afternoon, for example, that cloud cover is really just staying inside the PD region, but then it will move its way east and it will start moving into the western Midlands and the low country as well. But overall, a lot less cloud cover than we have been receiving. If you go into our current temperatures right now, it is still actually pretty warm out there. 80 inside of Somerville, 82 in Moncks Corner, as well as 82 in Holly Hill. We also do have 86 in Columbia, 82 in St. Matthews, as well as 82 in Sumter, also Manning, also near 82, 80 near Georgetown, and 80 near Myrtle Beach. We also do have 82 near Conway, 82 also near Walterboro. We also do have 80 in Charleston, 82 in McCormick, and 82 in Aiken, 83 in Key Island, as well as 82 in Beaufort. We also do have 82 in Lawrence, 79 in Greenville, 80 in Spartanburg and Gaffney, as well as 80 in Rock Hill and Anderson, as well as Clemson. Going into our low temperatures for tonight, 70 in Greenville, 70 in Spartanburg, as well as 71 in Rock Hill. We also have 72 Girard, 73 in Dillon, 76 in Myrtle Beach, as well as 76 in Georgetown, 74 in Moncks Corner and King Street, as well as 77 in Charleston, 78 in Hilton Island, and 73 for Barnwell and Aiken. If we go towards our precipitation for tonight, overall a good amount of precipitation is still possible as we go through tonight, from 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch from Myrtle Beach all the way towards Georgetown to eastern Charleston County to Berkeley County, going into Orangeburg County, and then or just Orangeburg. And, well, I mean, I guess you can include Orangeburg County, pretty much the entire county's in there. Columbia, Also around 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch going to Newbury, Greenwood, and Winsboro. Then you have a 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch for Greenville going into Spartanburg. Anderson's included, Lawrence is included going into some other portions as well. Quarter of an inch to a half an inch for Rock Hill, and then a half an inch to an inch for Cheraw, and maybe even an inch to an inch and a half for Dillon as we go into tonight, into tomorrow night. Looking at the SPC outlook, you can see that thunderstorms are still going to be a bit of an issue as we go into tonight. Not as much, but it's still there, and so you definitely still need to go on and pay attention for these thunderstorms as the ingredients are still inside the atmosphere. If we go into tomorrow, thunderstorms are also going to be expected tomorrow as well. For Tuesday, June the 17th, the ingredients will be there, so make sure that you're looking out for that tomorrow. And then we're still not done. Wednesday, June the 18th, thunderstorms are definitely going to be possible as we go into Wednesday as well. All of these days, small hail, gusty winds, all of that's inside the question as we go through the next 3 days. And if you go into excessive rainfall as well, you can see here as we start off tonight, I should say, minor risk of flooding. Spartanburg going down to Rock Hill, Florence, Conway, and Myrtle Beach. Now, this may have been from earlier today, but overall, that it's still there, so we're still going to say that it's there. Tuesday, tomorrow, no threat. Wednesday, no threat. Thursday, no threat. And Friday, no threat at all. So, overall, we are pretty much done in terms of flooding for now that we know of, because it can change, it can switch over, it can be from one day, it could be from, just a marginal risk, and it could jump up to a slight risk, or it could be just nothing at all, going all the way up to a marginal risk. You just don't know, so you just have to wait and see what happens. So that's it in terms of our flood outlook. Let's go on and look at our next area, which is our models. So we're going to go on and look at the short term first. We're going to look at the short term first, starting off at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to go and look at the models right here. You see as we go on and push this forward, I'm going to have to move this down one. As we go in and push this forward, you can see that thunderstorm activity going on. It's overall going to dissipate by the time you get to around 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, and overall it's just going to be dry. And as you get into tomorrow morning, also dry as well. And then as you go into the afternoon hours, finally some rainfall maybe starts to push in by around 12 to 1 p.m. tomorrow. If you go even further out into the future, you can see that overall this is like 3 p.m. right here. Some thunderstorms starting to pop up in the upstate as well. And overall, it just seems to be just some isolated thunderstorms as we go through. Even as you go through around 8 to 9 p.m. tomorrow as well. Tomorrow night, some more rainfall pushing on up there in the upstate. But overall, not much for the low country, Midlands, PD region, Grand Strand. All those regions stay relatively quiet for now. If you go on and look at how much precipitation from this one model run right here, you can see that, again, the majority of it's up here inside the upstate, while portions down here in the Midlands and towards the coastal regions overall are pretty quiet. Now, this does not mean that it will not rain, so definitely still bring the umbrella with you anyway, but it just means that the upstate probably will have a higher shot of receiving some of this rainfall activity. But again, I say this every single day, every single forecast. These thunderstorms in the summer are hard to predict, so that's why I always just say keep the umbrella with you, even if it doesn't rain. At least you were prepared. So that's it in terms of the short-term future. Let's go on and look at the long-term future. So we're going to start off here at the 48-hour mark where we just ended off at 2 p.m. on June the 18th. As we go on and push this forward, that rainfall activity still continues, and then we see a little bit of a break. We talked about that we could have a little bit of a break on Friday and Saturday, and you can see clearly here, overall, it seems to be Saturday seems to be more of like a quieter day, and even Sunday as well, so seems to be a bit of a quieter day. But again, these are short-term, these are long-term, not really too accurate models right here. I mean, this is made for the long term, not really made for the short term, so, or just for the short term in general. So that's why this is kind of just a low resolution. The more we push this forward into the future, though, you can see that rainfall and thunderstorm activity continues going through probably around June the 25th, going into like the 26th, all the way through the 30th. And overall, just some rainfall activity as we go all the way into July. Now, once we get to around June the 29th, that's where we probably have to cut it off, and be like, we can't go any further than that. That's just way too far out to go, as we go through to around June the 29th. And if you go into our next area, I did want to say first off, the crazy score. We're at a 46 for tonight. In the moderate category, noticeable weather conditions such as moderate rain, wind, or minor storms. And overall, that's pretty much briefs it all up. It's going to be some fog possible during the morning times, obviously, as as pretty much overnight storms, muggy conditions, those go on as we go further into the week. And so fog's pretty much going to be possible pretty much every single morning. We also we are about to talk about the cold front that's about to approach on Thursday. And then also, I just do want to look at the temperatures as well and just show you how hot it's going to be as we go through the rest of the week as well. You can see here, if we go into the shade, it's just how hot it could be. I mean, just up into just the regular, like 90-degree marks. As we continue through this week and as we continue going into the future as well. But as we reach around June the 23rd, that's maybe when we can see our first actual 100-degree actual temperature. Now, in terms of feel like, that could range all the way from like 105, 110 degrees. So it's going to get really hot by the time we get into next week. So make sure that you are prepared for that for next week. And that's just like your early warning there. And then in terms of, I do want to talk about dew points as well, just to show you how moist it is. I mean, dew points in the 70s, the 60s, just all the way up. And then we talked about like a little mini cold front on Thursday. It's not, again, it's weak, so it's barely going to make a dent into anything. You can kind of see it right here, actually, kind of where it's a bit lighter over here. That's probably where it will be at. You can see barely making a dent at all. So it's not really going to bring us any relief at all in terms of temperatures or just how muggy it is outside. But that's all I wanted to say there. Talked about the crazy score, talked about the model. So let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. So starting off first, Mr. Chris says, hello everyone from Mug's Corner. Hello to you. Thad says, good evening, Justif. I trust all is well with you. Happy Monday to you as well. Gerald says, greetings everyone, greetings to you. Miss Oliver says, good evening, hot but less humid day at my house. We did not have any rain today, still hoping for some cooler weather, but I am still sure that's a pipe dream at this point, and you pretty much nailed it on the head. Cold front could push in on, like I said, on Thursday, or will push in on Thursday, but overall, that's not going to do anything, so you're just going to have to deal with the hot weather just at this point. Terrell says, like button, please make sure if you have not done that. We've had 24 people tune in. Why do we only have 10 likes? Do we only have 10 likes? Make sure that you go on and hit the like button. 14 people tuned in and did not hit the like button at all. Make sure that that is not you. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, weatherman. Good evening to you. My Aunt Shirley says, good evening, rainy and muggy here today. That was as forecasted. Glad to hear that that was accurate for you. And then my dad says, when should we start preparing for hurricane season? You should have already started preparing for hurricane season at this point, because it is already mid-June. It is already mid-June, so you should have definitely started preparing for hurricane season. If you have not started preparing for hurricane season yet, please make sure that you do. And make sure that you are not late, because especially even though there's nothing going on in the tropics right now, you can see no tropical cyclone activity is expected during the next 7 days. You still should be preparing now. Rather be cleaning your gutters, making sure your generator works, making sure that you have like stuff like food that can't go bad, water obviously, and also stuff for your car, just in case your car breaks down when you're trying to evacuate or anything like that, just in general, that you need. That should have already been in place for now, though. And then finally, Mr. Chris says, what are the heat index readings for Moncks Corner for the next couple of days? We'll talk about that right now. So if we go on into I think I have to go. Yes, I can. Okay, so we're going to talk about like the next from Monday. Well, we'll talk about Tuesday and Wednesday. See right here as we go into our. Okay, I don't know. Okay, here we go. So starting off tomorrow, Tuesday, you can see overall that for Moncks Corner it's around 102, and Wednesday it will be around 101. But if you go even further as well and see what the heat index values would be for if we go into like next week, like I said, when it would be definitely hotter. For example, let me go and pull that up real quick. I did not have that pulled up. Should be right around here. All right, here it is right here. So around, this is Tuesday right here. This is Wednesday. This is Thursday. You can see probably up into around like the 100-degree mark again for Thursday. Friday, probably in like that high 90 mark. Saturday, around 103, and then Sunday, like around 103, 104, 105, and then Monday, probably up to around 105 to 106. And that's what a lot of us in South Carolina could be receiving. Some even around 107, maybe going into Monday. And if we go into Tuesday, even hotter, maybe even 109 to 110. And down there in Moncks Corner around 107. So it's going to continue to get warmer in terms of heat index values, in terms of how hot it's just going to be as we go into next week. So that's why I said make sure that you are prepared for very hot temperatures next week. Very, very hot temperatures next week. But that's it there. Let's go on and talk about our 3 locations outside of South Carolina, that being San Antonio, Raleigh, and Philadelphia. And I do want to go on there and say first that the SPC outlook is not. Actually, yes, it is working. I actually figured out something I could do. So never mind, disregard that. Starting off with San Antonio first, though. Low temperatures tonight, 76. High temperatures tomorrow at 96. And low temperatures tomorrow night at 76. No precipitation is expected tonight and tomorrow. And if you go into your severe weather, going into your severe weather for tonight, tomorrow, and just the future in general, just no severe weather is expected. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, last time I checked, there was actually no excessive rainfall that was expected for tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you are good. If you go into Raleigh, next, low temperatures tonight, 72. High temperatures tomorrow, 91. Low temperatures tomorrow night, 75. Thunderstorms are likely tonight, and showers are likely tomorrow during the day and tomorrow night as well. No severe weather is expected for the next 3 days, but Thursday, June the 19th, 2025, you're already under a slight risk of severe weather. That's a level 2 out of 5. So pretty much a 15% chance of you receiving some severe weather. Now, it's already, this is day 4, so you have to take this a little bit seriously. So I'm giving you a heads up here for Thursday being your severe weather day over there. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, tonight you're under a slight risk of excessive rainfall tonight. And so pretty much scattered flash flooding going through tonight. And then past that, that's pretty much it. And then our last location being Philadelphia, low temperatures tonight 64, high temperatures tomorrow 78, low temperatures tomorrow night 68, slight chance of showers tonight, chance of showers tomorrow during the day, and showers are likely tomorrow night as well. And then severe weather, pretty much the same thing as Raleigh, except for there is a marginal risk of severe weather for Wednesday. So 5% chance of receiving some isolated storms pretty much on Wednesday. And then some scattered severe storms are also inside the question for Thursday as well. So, again, giving you your heads up there, as Thursday could potentially be a pretty interesting day. And then in terms of excessive rainfall as well, Wednesday, minor risk of flooding over there for Philadelphia on Wednesday. But overall, that's pretty much it, all that I can think of right now. And that's pretty much going to wrap that up. So I'm going to check out the chat one more time real quick. My name is Hello J, hello to you. And then Mr. Chris says, I felt it today when I cut the grass. Yes, it was hot today. Let me see what my high temperatures today was. My high temperatures today was, let me go on. My old one says 94. My newer one says 90. No, my new one says 91. My old one says 95. And usually I go with the newer one, so probably I'd say mine was probably around 91. High temperatures today were around 91. It does not feel like temperatures, but right now in my house it still feels like close to 90 degrees right now. So even though it's only 81 degrees, it feels like around 90 at my house, and there's no sun at all. So that's it there. One more comment from my cousin Cheryl, who says, "Good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. Happy Monday. How is the weatherman today? I'm doing well. Hope all is well with you and your family. Get with the good work and be blessed." Cousin Cheryl, thank you so much for that comment as well. Hopefully, you had a great Monday as well. And I believe that that is it in terms of the comments for tonight. If we have any more comments, I will respond to them inside the chat. We're at 497 subscribers. Thank you to whoever that was that just hit the subscribe button. So we're now at 3. Oh, wait, we now have 3 until we get to our goal of 500 subscribers. Let's just go on real quick and just give a round of applause real quick because we're so close. Already so close. We need 3 more. That's all we need. 3 more is all we need until we get to our goal of 500. So let's go on and get there. And everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday evening. And I will be back tomorrow morning with your Tuesday morning forecast update.